All right, we're back on Get Up, and the news yesterday was exactly what we feared it was going to be. Superstar Celtics forward Jayson Tatum underwent surgery to repair a ruptured right Achilles tendon after suffering that injury late in the fourth quarter of Monday's Game 4 loss to the Knicks. The team said the surgery was a success and that no timetable is available for his return. First and foremost, we all wish the very best to Jayson Tatum, a brilliant player facing a difficult rehab. Now, as far as the series his team continues to play, here are some notes. The Celtics are 9-2, including playoffs this year, in games that Tatum didn't play. This includes one game, a playoff win against the Magic. Both those losses were also against Orlando. Worth noting, the only playoff teams that Boston played without Tatum were the Magic and the Pistons. And I will also add that without Tatum, the Celtics are favored by 4.5 points in tonight's Game 5 at home. They're obviously significant underdogs to win the series. You see the Knicks are now minus 600 to advance to the conference final. But let's live in the moment, because you said yesterday, if you were a leader on this team, you wouldn't be talking about coming back and winning the series. You'd be talking about coming back one game at a time. How do we win one game? So I need specifics. What is the one thing the Celtics need tonight at home to force a Game 6?
I mean, I think everybody knows it. You need Jalen Brown to be that Eastern Conference MVP, Jalen Brown that he was last year. He needs to average 30. He needs to shoot 50% from the field, 37% from three. On the defensive end, like he did in the finals, taking the challenge against Luka, he needs to set the tone. And Jayson Tatum was their best rebounder. He's got to go up there. He's got to get in traffic. He's got to bring it down. And he's got to lead the charge. On offense, I'm looking for him to not go against those other guys. He's not going against OG. You don't want to go against Bridges. You want to go against Hart. You want to hunt that matchup against Brunson. You want to hunt that matchup against Cat. When you get those other guys, you get 2 feet in the paint. He said himself, I am the best in this league at getting 2 feet in the paint. So when you have those matchups against those other guys, it is imperative you get 2 feet in the paint and make the game easier for other guys.
It's on Jalen Brown, says UD. What do you think?
I mean, look, this is always a team effort. Porzingis has to be great. Drew Holiday has knocked down shots. But this comes back to the $300 million man, UD, that you just spoke about, right? This is a soul check. Yes. You know, this is a character audit. So, you know, you get your team to this position, it's time to prove that, yo, I am that guy. And he has to be. There's no other option, Greeny, for it tonight.
Windman, I was busy yesterday. We had the Disney up front and everything, so I came across my screen that you had said something about how the Celtics are definitely not out of this at this point. For the audience that didn't get a chance to see it, and that would include me, what exactly is it you said, and what exactly is it you think about this series going to Game 5?
By the way, I disagree that the Knicks are the underdog tonight. I think the Knicks are the favorite tonight. They're 5-0 on the road, and they're losing their offensive, leading offensive engine for the Celtics. I'm just saying the series is not over, and I think the Knicks would agree with me. Of course, the series is not over. The Celtics are a championship team. What I think Boston needs tonight, other than Jaylen Brown having a big game, they need to somehow reanimate Kristaps Porzingis. This guy is a huge factor against the Knicks during the regular season. He's had this illness. It's been a factor. He's only averaging 5 points a game and shooting 29% in the series. But he did play 24 minutes in Game 4, an indication that he is getting his legs back from underneath him. Maybe he's not going to be capable, but they have to explore that facet of their offense. They're going to need scoring. The Knicks have been routinely playing from behind in Boston and coming back. I think their strategy changes a little bit tonight as well. I don't think they have to play for the last 5 minutes. I think they can attack Boston early, especially if they've got some uncertainty.
But to be clear, there's one other thing that I saw you'd said that I agreed with, that for those of us who've covered this team, the Celtics, in recent years, they tend to sometimes lose when you think they should win and win when you think they should lose.
Especially at the end of playoff series. Ask UD all about that. I saw him behind 3-0 in a series to the Heat and thought they were cooked and watched him win the next 3 games. I've seen him win Game 7s on the road and lose Game 7s at home. So this is a team that has shown that it can rise above at times. It also is a team that can disappoint. Well, now is the time where they have to rise above without their leader.
Hey, just on the Porzingis note, I get it. The health is a major thing for him to do, especially with his minutes. He's allowed to log on the court. But he is the one X factor in a lot of those ball screens, too, and how they guard Jalen Brunson. It's different, and we'll show video eventually when you have Al Horford out there on screens, and that's who Jalen Brunson is targeting, especially when they switch on the perimeter. When you have a 7-foot unicorn that can play off of him, that even if he gets by him, you're still worried about him coming over the shoulder in the rear view, but also can contest your shot late if he gets in an ISO situation. situation.
You know he likes to create that contact with the bigs. He can create that contact against Porzingis all he wants, but he's not finishing over 7'3".
No.
He's not finishing over that.
Yeah, I mean, Porzingis is I called him last year, he was the cheat code. When again, that was with a healthy Jayson Tatum. That obviously changes the complexion of literally everything in the series. But yes, if Porzingis is able to look something more like himself, that would make a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, April 8th in the Garden. 34 points, 8 for 13 from 3. Coming back in the finals last year, 21 points in 23 minutes. He has the ability to do that, and he's a matchup problem no matter what you do. On the perimeter, he shoots a three steps from behind the line at 7-3, and in the paint, he goes for it.
Such a soul check.
Ooh.
It's a soul check for the New York Knicks, where they can grab the soul of the Boston Celtics on their home court, where they are undefeated, and say, it's over, Jalen Brunson, closing time, or we get a chance to watch Jalen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Joe Mazzulla try to find a way to continue to scratch and claw for it back at home where they haven't won a game yet.
A little later in the morning, we'll talk about what might be at stake in the long run for the Celtics as well. And, of course, the Knicks can punch a ticket to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time in essentially a quarter century. Much more basketball as we go. But Jalen Brunson was named the NBA's Clutch Player of the Year for good reason. He had 102 points in the fourth quarter through 10 games of this postseason. Look at the list that he puts himself at the very top of for most fourth quarter points.
At the top, right?
Through 10 games. He is at the top, and we are talking about royalty. We're talking about the Mamba and Steph Curry, and that's been Jalen Brunson. Look at Jay's face. Look at your face.
Right? He's 6'1.5".
It shakes you up, right?
My goodness.
When you see the name Kobe Bryant on there multiple times, and then you see who's known to have been one of the greatest clutch players, if not the greatest that we've seen in our lifetime,
yes.
And then boom, all of a sudden, here's Jalen Brunson on top of that list. It is breathtaking. And to your point, Kobe was a physical marvel. Jalen Brunson is basically my height. Show us how he's doing.
You would have noticed Jalen Brunson walking down on the backside of him with a baseball cap in New York City.
Right.
That's how average he is. But let me tell you why they call him Captain Crunch. And he's so good at targeting certain players. Watch the UD and I are going to break down this film. Watch how he targets here Al Horford off this first ball screen. We're going to show you a couple things. Number one, when he comes out and he shows, look at the feet of Al Horford. When you see that right leg up, you already know what he's going to do, UD.
He in trouble.
You already know what he's going to do. I don't know what kind of coverage Boston's in on this one right now, because this is horrible coverage. If anything, he should be showing on the high side.
And Drew Holiday should be trying to get in that gap and tighten up that elbow so he can't attack that gap.
So one of the things I want you to watch is here. Watch how he snakes it, Greeny, and he's going to drive in here, and he's going to finish on the right side of the rim, okay? Now, you see Jayson Tatum right here on the left side. That's where he's going to drive the ball to. And watch as he drives. Here's the best part about the play. Look at this. Oof. Are you kidding me? Bring the camera out on me, please. UD, I drive UD here. I get into this gap here. I'm driving into Jayson Tatum. Arm bar with the right hand, finishing on the right side with the left hand, while Jayson Tatum's right here. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I'm scared to foul you, so I go into the Olay defense.
Yeah, look at poor Al Horford.
So I go into the Olay defense.
And he's initiating contact with Al Horford. Al Horford standing straight up vertical. Look at the way he finishes right there in traffic.
Tatum is right here.
Right there.
I mean, look at the degree of difficulty.
I mean, in traffic, through all the trees, that's one target. Here's another target for you. Poor Peyton Pritchard. You talk about mouse on mouse crime here, okay? Ball screen. You're seeing it. You're doing a great job here.
Mighty Mouse.
Yep, exactly. You're seeing a great job here. He's showing, Kristaps Porzingis showing. Now, you can see a couple things happen. You can see the roll here that's right there, too, as well.
And Porzingis is already in the back pedal. He is already in the back pedal.
Now, watch how he works him. He works him down, works him down, works him down. And this moment right here, look at him, catches him right on the side, Greeny. I just got to highlight it. When he catches you on that side, all he's going to do, come here, you do real quick. He catches you right here. He's extended the rims right here. He's going to give him a head fake and this. You're going to see that. He initiates the contact with him. He dislodges him off his spot. And as soon as he does that, you're going to see UD jump. And as soon as you see him jump, he has Peyton Pritchard. There's nothing Peyton Pritchard can do here. Jump up in there, boom, and one.
And there's two things that guys do when they get dislodged. They go for the shot fake and they slap down. The two of those, and both of those are going to send him to the free throw line, and you understand that.
He's so good at just creating those targets, finding those individual matchups, creating the physicality first, and then he puts you in a compromising position defensively where you don't know what the hell to do.
Well, that's extremely well done. I love it when you guys do the tapes like that together. And then you make an important point. He's so good at drawing fouls. That's part of this game, right, is that guys are very hesitant because they don't want to get themselves in foul trouble. They don't want to put them on the line. That is a part of his advantage.
Yes, defense is so instinctual. I mean, it's instincts. He goes one way, you cut him off. You know he's going to go back that way. You react react to it. But with this guy, he does things that put you in a situation where you have to think as a defender. And once you have to think as a defender, you're in trouble.
It's remarkable. Again, Jay Will basically known him since he was 6 years old. Here's Jalen Brunson on the verge of becoming the king of New York. Speaking of the Knicks, they still need one more win just to get to the conference final. But our buddy Big Perk yesterday made a bold declaration about their title chances.
Once they close out the Boston Celtics, the New York Knicks are headed to the NBA championship. And I'm going to take it a step further.
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't be surprised if they win it all, to be honest with you.
So, in case you think, boy, that seems like hyperbole, here's the reality. The New York Knicks on ESPN Bet are right now odds-on favorites to win the East. They are a significant favorite to win the East. So you get to the finals, you become one of two teams that have a chance to do it. The New York Knicks have not won the championship since 1973. I like the question that's on our screen, Windman. You know, sometimes the year finds you rather than you finding the year. Do the stars feel like they may be aligning for a miracle run by the New York Knicks?
Well, I thought the Knicks literally had the toughest draw out of every team in the entire playoffs because you were looking at having to go through Boston, defending champs without home court, potentially Cleveland, #1 seed without home court. And then if it's Oklahoma City, you don't have home court, but whoever wins the West, you know is going to be extremely formidable. And I thought that was a tall task for a team that was 0-10 against the top three teams in the league. But obviously things have changed dramatically. They are on the verge of exterminating the Celtics. The Cavs are gone. And with the way that the Knicks have demonstrated they can play in the clutch and play on the road, you have to take them seriously in any series. So their situation and their chances at this point from where they were 2-3 weeks ago are completely different. And the thing about it is, there's no strategy that you can employ on Jalen Brunson that is just easily going to work. He is so shifty and so smart and so read and react that he is going to give the Knicks a chance if you let him in a close game.
Guys, I'm going to tell you, it does feel as if this is a March Madness type run for New York, right? It's like Jalen Brunson making shots, Mikal Bridges making fadeaway middies, OG, Karl Anthony Towns actually being physical, a physical presence in the paint. It feels as if it has the juice and the magic of one of those.
Look, Towns was a great college player. Brunson and obviously all those Villanova guys.
The three that they made.
You know what else I would say? The people have walked up to, so many people have said to me just in the street, whatever it is, that want to talk about the Knicks. Because the one series that Windy didn't mention was the Pistons.
You can argue that they're the most battle-tested team right now thus far in the playoffs. I mean, when you look at the Detroit team that they were able to beat, that was a team that actually dominated them through the regular season. And we're talking about the top 10 teams, but Detroit was a team where nobody knew what they were going to get from, and they dominated them through the regular season. They stepped up to that challenge. Now they have the defending champs on the ropes. They're very battle-tested. So, but I will caution, do not overlook Indiana.
Yeah.
Do not overlook Indiana. We have to give respect where respect's due. And Rick Carlisle is a championship coach.
And for the record, I will just, you know it already. I don't need to say it. The series they're playing right now is not over. The Celtics have the heart of a champion. They still have a ton of great players. So the Knicks have a long way to go before they win a title.